So as you guys probably know, there's been a big situation going on in the Hoyoverse kind of community with a lot of voice actors, and well, it seems like it's gotten even worse. Now obviously, as I said, this is like my 16th video on this or something. It's crazy. Now obviously in my last video we talked about Kaylee Mills and her apology, where it went pretty badly. Obviously a lot of people did not take that very well, and obviously yeah, a lot of people were just saying it was just to cover, you know, for a lot of the kind of hatred that she was getting in the Nikkei live stream, which again, people have just become fed up with a lot of these voice actors being, you know, pretty horrible over online towards other voice actors, which again, just isn't on. Now, there's actually been an update kind of coming from the Zone Zero side of things with version 1.7. It says changes to the ENVA for Kaleda, Grace, and Rena, and replaces corresponding voice lines, which again is kind of crazy. Obviously a lot of people saying, again, come on, seriously, again, these VAs may as well stop working with Hoyo because this is getting ridiculous. What's up with the constant changes? So again, it seems like, you know, people are saying blame the SAG-AFTRA video game strike and the company's using AI voices for this, which again, I don't know if this has anything to do with the AI strikes, but this many voice actors getting replaced just seems to be pretty crazy. You know, obviously people are saying apparently everyone's happy with ZZZ because their dub studio cadence led by Farina's VA is anti-AI, but they still refuse to work. Pretty sure that is an entirely separate thing from what's going on with the Hoyo games. Not really. It's more than like the VA's fault for refusing to work. Have you just come out of a cave? Is it the AI's fault? It's the VA's fault for refusing to do voice acting. So a lot of people are speculating this is due to the fact that these voice actors, whoever voices them, I don't know who voices them to be honest, are just denying work like they have been. For example, like with Kinnich's voice actor who didn't, you know, do any work and ended up getting fired and replaced due to that, which again, I think is fair enough. If you're not doing any work, then I think, yes, you deserve to get replaced if you're not on an official strike. If you're on an official strike, then sure, you don't deserve to get replaced. That's a different kind of topic. But I feel like if you're just not working and not going in just because you want to do it for whatever reason, or you want to do it in solidarity or whatever, that's just not on. You know, it's not a strike. You shouldn't be doing that in the first place. You're literally just not going into work, which again is kind of crazy. Now obviously yeah, there's even more posts about this, obviously from this person called Von Senless, saying that Grace's voice was also Shenhe and Rena's voice was also Chlorand in Genshin Impact. So it's going to be very interesting to see in the couple days if they're going to replace the voice actors for Chlorand and Shenhe as well, or if they're just going to keep them and it was only Zone Zero that they got rid of them. I'm not sure, but they say, damn it, why you guys got to shoot yourself in the foot? The studio contractor with ZZZ already had AI protections in place. Why do you leave well enough alone? I enjoyed Rena's voice so much, which again, it seems like a lot of people just aren't happy at all. They say this is going to keep happening because Hoyo smokes cock, by the way. It shows where they stand, and ZZZ Record Studio have protection against AI, so I guess the strike is not about AI. So a lot of people are quick to assume that this is to do with the AI stuff, to do with a lot of the striking. It might be for a completely separate reason. Maybe they had like creative differences or something, whenever it comes to voicing a lot of these characters. But again, with a lot of this stuff that's been going on recently, as I've covered, you know, in a lot of those videos, if you guys want to go back, there's a whole playlist on everything that's happened so far. It wouldn't surprise me if this was to do with these strikes and was to do with the AI kind of, whatever you want to call it, protection thing, where essentially people want, you know, more protections against AI, which is fair enough. But whenever you don't have an official strike, and especially as these people are saying, this studio that they're working with apparently already has AI protections, I mean, what's that to complain about? It seems like people are just trying to complain for the sake of complaining, especially a lot of the voice actors, you know? A lot of the voice actors out there, you know, already have AI protections, and they're still complaining, and, you know, that's just because they are complainers. That's what they want to do. They want to be angry at something because, I don't know, maybe they got something else going on in their life or something. They want to get angry at something else and take it out on something else. I don't know, but again, you know, it's kind of ridiculous that, you know, these voice actors are just leaving left, right, and center due to refusing work, especially at some actual good studios, which, you know, a lot of people are saying down in the replies. And obviously, yeah, we got some this video as well comparing the voices if you want to hear the difference in the voice actors.
Only handle technical matters.
Oh wait, no, that's a little bit too quiet. Sorry about that. Here we go. I'll replay it. It's fine. It's fine.
I only handle technical matters. Every
so this is
effort
the old
counts.
voice.
Huh? Commence demolition.
Again, Grace's voice is really good.
This little one is so cute. I'll just explode. Huh?
I only handle technical matters. Every effort counts. Commence demolition! Oh, this little one is so cute. I'll just explode.
I mean, it's not too bad to be fair. I feel like the differences aren't that different.
Don't look down on me.
It's Kaleda's voice actor.
Don't get in my way!
I mean, all these voice actors are really good, by the way.
You'll miss me bashing you into the ground! Stand still! Let me beat you into the foundations!
Hey, don't look down on me.
Oh, I don't like that one.
Don't get in my way! Ha! Don't blink! You'll miss me bashing you into the ground! Stand still!
Yeah, that one, not as good. I feel like this one was not as, gravelly as the last voice. The last voice was much better, which again is a shame.
Yes, all accounted for. Kindly fall into despair. Dance, dance. Let's not disappoint our customers. Don't be afraid. It won't hurt.
1, 2, yes, all accounted for.
Kindly.
Fall into despair. Dance, dance. Let's not disappoint our customers. Don't be afraid. It won't hurt.
I don't know. I feel like that they've done a good job at trying to keep them the same and trying to keep them very similar, but I'm going to be honest, there is little kind of differences that you can tell. And I think whenever it comes to the actual game and getting it in the game itself, it's not going to sound that much different. You're probably not going to notice everything that's going on with it. But honestly, I do think it is just one of those things where it's a little bit disappointing to see, just due to the fact of, a lot of people do like these voice actors. A lot of people do like the original voices that were included in this, and well, they're now gone. And obviously, a lot of people down here saying sounds the same to me, which I definitely can see. It doesn't sound too different. It's you got to listen for the very, very minute details. But again, they've done a pretty good job at replicating the voices, and hopefully these voice actors aren't going to go ahead and just leave or go on strike or anything like that, because that's going to be very annoying if they do end up doing that and they get replaced again. Obviously, they're saying I love the old one more. They killed Kaleda, bro. Her whole appeal is dead, which I think is true. I think the worst one out of that was Kaleda's. They made her sound much more softer and much less gravelly than her previous one, which just doesn't sound good at all. People are saying, Grace sounds good enough. Rena's accent seems to disappear on the character menu, and Kaleda, oh boy, it's offensive to the new VA, but losing a rasp and soft voice is not great. Yeah, exactly. I feel like, the voice actor changes aren't that great, and, if this was the case of, just Hoyoverse getting rid of them because they needed to, or because, they weren't voicing, then I do think it's a definitely necessary change, and it's something that, did need to happen, especially for the case of Zelda Zone Zero. But it's going to be very interesting to see for these voice actors, are they going to change over on Genshin Impact 2, or are they going to keep them the same? I honestly think we might actually have some news coming up soon about these voice actors, because I just can't see them working with other Hoyoverse projects, especially if they've been all kicked out like this. Now, obviously, it's really disappointing as the fact that this is some of the original Zelda Zone Zero cast. This is some of the people that were, originally on the game whenever the game first released, and now they're leaving, so early on into the game. And, it's going to be a big issue for Hoyoverse, regardless of everything, all of this strike stuff. It's going to be a big issue for them to retain voice actors for a long period of time, and I'm pretty sure, they're going to get pretty frustrated by that. Now, is that going to affect the strike? Are they going to give in? No, I don't think they will. I feel like they're just going to find new voice actors. I think these voice actors that we heard were fine. I don't think any of them were terrible, that was like absolutely game breaking. So as long as they can do that and they can continue to keep replacing them with other voice actors, I think it's going to be okay. Like, I feel like, they don't need to kind of give in to a lot of these demands or anything like that, because they don't need to. They can replace it with other voice actors, with other kind of things available to them, which again can just kind of circumvent a lot of the stuff that they're trying to put pressure on. And it seems like they're already starting to do this. They're already starting to replace, which, just shows how effective this strike is. It's not really, because again, a lot of these people are literally losing their job right now. So again, it'll be interesting to see if any of these voice actors speak up about why they were changed, about why this actually happened, because it could be for a completely different reason. But I think a lot of the general consensus is because of these voice actor strikes, and maybe there will be some changes or some kind of announcement made in the future. But yeah, that's what I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And also to get yourself, use my code CASA, get 10% off. And let me know down in the comments what you guys think about this. Do you think that, they should have replaced the voice actors, or do you think they should have done something else? And why do you think they all got, replaced in the game? Obviously, I've got my theories, everyone else has their theories. But, maybe you have something different that you want to share in the comments. So, yeah, let me know down. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.